Hello, players.
Good evening.
We have yet another mission on our hands. This one a bit more devious than the last one, but if you so choose, join me on this little caper as we venture out into the abyss and locate something that seems to not quite be where it should be. Or is it exactly where it needs to be? What if I said I was getting paid bands, big balls, by Kevin Feige himself to promote the shit out of Secret Invasion? Or what if maybe I serve a different master? I'm under the command of another deity, Sir James of Gunn, and I'm here to accelerate the decline of hype from this Marvel show by reminding all of you, beautiful players, of the MCU television track record.
Ralph Boner?
What If was not a very good show, but I guess you'll just have to trust me on this one. You have trust issues, you say? Well, so do we all, and they're about to get a whole lot worse. So guys, we have about 2 more weeks until Secret Invasion drops on June 21st. I remember when D23 happened last year and the trailer for this show was released. It really surprised me. Like, it was my favorite thing that came out of that whole event, but it feels like no one is talking about it like at all. Obviously, we just had a slew of amazing comic book movies come through, and then we have The Flash coming through next week, so that'll add to most of the discourse. I don't know if that'll change much by the time we get to the show, but the hype is very much hidden, okay? That's why we must go out and find it. But to do so, we must briefly go over what Secret Invasion even is from the comics, okay? For those that are unfamiliar, Secret Invasion is an event from 2008. I believe there's a new Secret Invasion from 2023 that's like 5 issues long. I have not read that. I'm not going to be going over that. That might be even a little bit more accurate to what we're going to actually see in the show. So I would recommend, if you want to, you can check that out. But we're going to go to the OG, and it's basically the heroes of Earth finding out that for years they have been slowly getting infiltrated by these Skrulls. Some of the heroes have also been revealed to have been Skrulls. So they have had snakes in their midst, okay? Like Elektra was a Skrull, Hank Pym was a Skrull, and even Spider-Woman herself ended up being the Skrull Queen. In the end, obviously, the heroes win, and the Skrulls had all the heroes they replaced still alive because they needed their DNA still. The whole reason why they wanted to conquer Earth was because supposedly all their homeworlds had been destroyed. But the thing we need to understand is that the book and the show will be completely different, okay? We're not getting Skrull, Galactus, and a Disney Plus show, guys. Hope, pray, buy as many Etsy spells as you want. It's just not in the cards, players. No, it will not be as sensational as in the comic, as most things are, but the whole tone of that series was who can you trust? And that seems to be what they will be going for in this show, and I think we might just have another banger incoming. Like, in the actual series, the Skrull Queen actually gaslights Tony Stark into being like, am I actually a Skrull? Did I just not know it? Am I like this sleeper cell Skrull? It gets to that level of like, oh, I can't even trust myself. So I think that if they do go for that in the show, which it looks like they might be, we might just have a banger. Now again, I get it. Somebody told you they loved you and left you. It happens to the best of us, or the mediocre of us, really. But that tone in a more grounded MCU project, especially in a show format where we would have to wait a week for a legitimate resolution to a cliffhanger, could be fun as hell and just awesome. The only thing is, we've been hurt before, players. I get not wanting to find the hype since the show is only 6 episodes long, and who knows if it's going to be 6 25-minute episodes with 18 hours of credits, or maybe like the last most crucial fight scene will just get skipped over like they like doing to us, playing with our emotions and whatnot. But I think because of the nature of the show, I think we might have like a mini Winter Soldier on our hands. And I'm serious, like the thought of Skrulls transforming into somebody personal to Nick Fury or any of the people surrounding him without him knowing, and then he finds out. I mean, the things that they can do with that in this show would be very insane. Will they is the big question, but from these trailers, it looks like this will be a solid ass thriller. Visually, the show looks incredible. We got an awesome cast with Sam Jackson coming back as Fury. Hopefully they let him say motherfucker now. Like, come on, just let him do it, okay? Star-Lord already already did it. You gotta give it to him. Martin Freeman is back as Ross, Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, not that one. The big cheat himself, Don Cheadle, still going at it at the ripe age of... We got Olivia Coleman, which I only know of from Empire of Light, beautifully shot movie, and shout out to Michael Ward who did a great job in that. Now, I don't have the best memory players, but as I recall, it was a lovely tale, and inspirational too, of a young man securing the PS5, or something like that. Emilia Clarke is even in this one as Talos' daughter. What more motivation could one bloke need to watch this? But in all seriousness, the Super Skrull, not just these regular ass old mofos, but these Super Skrulls could legit be sensational to see. Again, nowhere near the level of the comics, of course, for obvious reasons, but if Kingsley Ben-Adir, the villain for the show, is a Super Skrull, at least that's what it looks like, okay? Now, regular Skrull in the comics can stretch themselves out like this, but I'm not sure if we've seen any other Skrull do that in the MCU, so this might just be the difference in the MCU here. It might have depowered the Skrull for, you know, this reason, but Super Skrulls can essentially copy powers instead of just shape-shifting, so these mofos are about to be, you know, devious if there are any more. They have these huge layers of these mofos and pods, which could either be Skrulls they are waiting to activate and replace with Earth heroes, or, you know, high-level, high-profile individuals, or even they might just be the people they've already replaced. Who knows? Marvel did this little secret super spy hidden trailer thing with a website that has 5 whole minutes of the show, if you can crack the code, of course, which, of course, you know your boy was able to. But it's just Ross talking to someone that appears oddly familiar, but this guy basically tells him that the Skrulls want planet Earth and they've been behind a bunch of organized attacks, and that one is coming up that's just gonna fuck everything up. And he tells this to Ross so that he can get Fury back down to Earth because he's currently with Saber. Then he Oklahoma drills him out of paranoia, which hashtag relatable. But players, I think the hype is really in that this show is not really hype or hyped at all. Not trying to be cute or indie with it, but legit, I think this might be a sleeper banger, you know, a hidden gem, because it's being slept on so much. I also just think because there's not a lot of hype around it, there's no real expectations being built. This isn't like a typical superhero show. Like, there's obviously going to be exaggerated crazy things happening, but I think because the expectations are low and the hype is low, we won't have like incredible expectations, because sometimes that can happen and it sucks when you build the show up and then it just kind of falls flat for you. So I think that'll be one of the benefits. And just the source material, which honestly I wasn't even that impressed with when I first read Secret Invasion, but the show has grasped my interest. The mofo who wrote the show, I believe, wrote Mr. Robot, so although I haven't personally watched that show, it is supposed to have won several awards, and I hear it's a great show. They got an amazing cast, the cinematography looks excellent. I think because there won't be too much flash, any CGI should be on point. Hell, they even got King treatment in there. But I will be covering this show from the first, the third, and the last episode of the series on the channel. That way I can have room for other videos I have planned in between, and it's not a straight shot of just one thing, because that can kind of get boring sometimes. Let me know, guys, are you looking forward to Secret Invasion? Did you forget it was coming out like most of us? And do you have any predictions you want to get out before the show? That's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you thought of the video. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want, subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope all you guys are well, and I will see you in the next one.